It's Tuesday, 9:47 in the morning. You're still in bed. Not because you're sick, not because you got fired, because Tuesday belongs to you now. No alarm went off. No phone buzzing with the boss's name. Just the light coming through the blinds and you doing nothing with it. You could get up. You don't have to. That's the whole point. Somewhere out there, people are stuck in traffic right now. Somewhere, someone is staring at a clock, waiting for 5 o'clock to save them. You used to be that person. You remember the sound of your old alarm, the way your stomach dropped before you even opened your eyes, the 5 extra minutes you'd steal, knowing they'd cost you later. That person feels far away now, like someone you used to know, not someone you used to be. But before we get to this moment, we need to talk about the price. Because Tuesday morning didn't just cost money. It cost years, it cost friendships, it cost a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. Everyone has a number. The amount of money that buys you out of work forever. People call it financial freedom, financial independence, early retirement. But the number was never the hard part. Let's start where almost everyone starts. 0. Not broke, just 0. Nothing saved, nothing invested, every dollar spent before it lands. At 0, work isn't a choice, it's oxygen. You wake up because an alarm tells you to. You go because the bills don't care how tired you are. Every hour of your day belongs to somebody else. 8 hours for your job, 1 hour to get there, 1 hour to get home. By the time you're free, you're too tired to use the freedom. You eat dinner in front of a screen, you tell yourself you'll go to bed early. You don't. Weekends aren't rest, they're recovery. 2 short days to undo 5 long ones. By Sunday night, the dread is already back, sitting on your chest before you even close your eyes. You've done the math before, in your head, in the dark. 40 more years. Maybe more. The number is too big to hold, so you put it back down and go to sleep. This is the trap nobody warns you about. Work eats the hours. The hours become years. The years become a life you didn't fully choose. At 0, retirement isn't a plan. It's a rumor. Something other people do. Something that happens in movies or to your uncle who got lucky. You don't hate your job. Not exactly. You just wonder, some nights, staring at the ceiling, what your hours would feel like if they were yours. That question is where every early retirement story actually begins. Not with a spreadsheet. With a Tuesday you couldn't stand anymore. Now you have something, $50,000. It's not enough to quit, not close. But it's enough to open a spreadsheet, and that's where it starts. A spreadsheet, a Tuesday night, a calculator app open on your phone. You type in a number, then another, then you see it. The number you'd need to never work again. And it's so much bigger than 50,000, your stomach drops a little. This is the hardest level, and nobody talks about that. Because now you know the mountain is real. You can see the top. You just can't see how you'll ever climb it. You start saying no to things. No to the dinner out. No to the new phone. No to the vacation your friends post about. Your coworkers don't understand why you pack lunch every day. Your friends stop inviting you to things that cost money. You tell yourself it's temporary. You're not sure that it is. Some nights you do the math twice, hoping the second time is kinder. It never is. You start watching your money the way other people watch the weather. Checking it. Waiting for it to change. Hoping. Your car makes a noise it didn't used to make. You ignore it as long as you can because fixing it means moving backward. And you can't afford to move backward right now. Compound interest is working in the background right now. Quiet, slow, invisible. You can't feel it yet, but it's already started. $50,000 doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like proof that freedom might exist. That's enough to keep going. $250,000. It sounds like a lot until you check the number again. The real number. The one you need. This is the grind. The long middle where nothing seems to move. Picture a single seed planted years ago that you haven't looked at since. You don't see it grow day by day. Then one afternoon, without warning, it's a tree. Years pass here, real years, birthdays, a wedding, maybe a funeral. You watch your friends buy bigger houses. You watch them post pictures from places you're not saving to go. You start to wonder if this is worth it. You keep going anyway. There's a version of you that wants to quit the plan entirely. Spend the money, buy the trip, feel something now instead of later. Most nights, you talk yourself out of it. Some nights, you don't. And that's okay too. Your job is just a paycheck now. You stopped pretending it was more. You clock in, you do the work, you leave the second you're allowed to. The job you used to care about is now just the toll you pay to get to the other side. Retirement planning stops being a hobby here. It becomes a discipline, a quiet, boring, private thing you do while everyone else spends. That's what's happening to your money right now, whether you're watching or not. It's not really about interest rates anymore. It's momentum. The tree doesn't ask permission to keep growing. You check the account less now, not because you don't care, because you trust the number to move without you watching it. There's a strange peace in that trust. The first piece money has ever given you. This is where the vocabulary starts to change. Safe withdrawal rate, the 4% rule. Words that used to sound like a different language start to make sense now. You're not just saving anymore. You're calculating an exit. 3/4 of the way to a number you used to think was fantasy. You can see it now. The number isn't a rumor anymore. It's a date on a calendar. And here's the strange part. The closer you get, the less certain you feel. You start asking a question you didn't expect. Who are you without the job title? For years, when people asked what you do, you had an answer. Soon, you won't. And that scares you more than the money ever did. You start practicing the answer in your head. I used to work in. It doesn't sound like enough. Your friends who still work talk about you differently now. Half jealous, half suspicious. Like you know something, they don't. Like you're already gone. You start noticing how much of your identity was never really yours. It was a badge, a title, a line on a form. Underneath it, you're not sure who's been standing there this whole time. At night, you lie awake, not from stress about money anymore, but from something quieter. A kind of grief for a life you haven't even left yet. You're not gone yet, but you can feel yourself leaving. You hit the number. The spreadsheet says you're free. The math says you never have to work again. You expected fireworks. Instead, there's just quiet. The Tuesday morning arrives, the one you pictured for years. No alarm, no boss, no reason to get up at all. And it feels strange, emptier than you thought. For years, the number was the goal. Now the number is just a number, and you're still you, lying in the same bed, in the same body, with the same thoughts you had at 0. The freedom is real. Nobody can take it from you now. But freedom doesn't come with instructions. Nobody warns you that quitting the race is its own kind of scary. You spend the first few weeks waiting for someone to tell you what to do. Nobody does. There's no boss, no deadline, no meeting to sit through, just hours. Wide open, unscheduled hours stretching out in every direction. At first, the silence feels like a gift. By the third week, it starts to feel like a question you don't have an answer for. You call an old coworker just to hear about their day. You miss the complaining more than you expected to. That's when you realize this was always the job. Figuring out who you are with no one telling you. It was never about the number. The number was just the price of admission. What you're really buying is a Tuesday morning with nobody's permission needed but your own. And what you gave up to get there. The small vacations, the easy years, the version of you that spent freely and slept easy, that's gone. You don't get that back. Financial independence was never free. It was just paid for early in years you can't get refunded. Somewhere, right now, someone at 0 is doing the math for the first time. Somewhere, someone at 50,000 is saying no to a dinner out. Somewhere, someone is 3/4 of the way there, lying awake, wondering who they'll be on the other side. They're all you, just at a different Tuesday. The seed you planted years ago forgot the version of you who planted it. It just kept growing anyway. But you didn't build a number. You built a door, and one Tuesday, quiet and ordinary. No alarm, no boss, no clock to answer to. You finally get to walk through it.